I'm Scarlet from City Folk, and today I'm going to be going over my favorite materials for crocheting. My favorite things about crocheting is picking out my yarn. Usually when I start to crochet, like pattern, or I find the video on YouTube that I want to make the plushie from, or maybe I want to make like a granny square vest or something. And I pick out yarn. As you can see, for this cat that I have here, the yarn that I used for this is very beautiful variegated yarn. I bought this at Michael's. This is a Burnett blanket yarn, and it is super soft. Burnett blanket is super easy to work with. Some people in the past would have had like a hard time working with Burnett blanket, but right now it is a super easy yarn to work with. Another great yarn from Michael's is loops and threads. I have a few different kinds up here. I'll show you these separately. These are super nice yarns. They have, I'm trying to find the end for you so you can see. This is not a cashmere yarn. I'm not able to find it, but I can just use this. So loops and threads yarns will most likely not come off the same as your usual cashmere yarn will. One exception might be this yarn, but it still doesn't really come off that well. It's a super nice brand of yarn. It's not quite like as easy as you'd expect it to be for a beginner, but this is still a really nice yarn to start off with, even though it is kind of hard to see your stitches. This flux fur yarn is also a little bit harder. I'll show you this. It's a little bit harder to use because it's super poofy and your stitches can easily end up in some of the little spun in bits. As you can see here, I've split it into 3 to show you guys. Which is why when I was a beginner, I loved this t-shirt yarn and I loved brightly colored yarns. Brightly colored yarns when you're beginning are a really good way to start off. And I just want to point out right here, this is big twist yarn, so you're most likely not going to find that anywhere because it was a Joann's brand. Like nobody's like selling it right now. I think there is a brand that's hoping to take it back. The next yarn I want to talk about is actually all natural yarns. So most of these yarns I have on my table, like actually almost all of these are all acrylic yarns, which means they are not made with natural materials. These 2 yarns I have right here are all natural. They are made with wool. This is made with, I believe, like lamb's wool or something. I don't remember. I think it was baby alpaca wool. I got this at my local yarn shop. Usually when you're looking for natural yarns, you can find Lion's brand or Lion's Mane yarn. I don't remember what it's called. You can find that at your local craft store such as Michael's. But you can also find these really nice high quality yarns at like a local yarn store, just like not a chain, supply. Place. And I actually found this at a local place near me. One thing I will say is this is a very soft, fluffy yarn. I absolutely love it. It is not the best for making plushies. I know from experience. I tried to make my first little cat. I think I just didn't stuff it enough. But also, I wasn't the best. And that brings us to our next supplies. Safety eyes. So safety eyes come in different variations. Sorry, this got all messed up. They fell a little while ago, so they're all like mixed up. Probably gonna have to look at them after this. But you can get like colored eyes with like a background, or you can get just plain black eyes. You can also get these off Amazon. But another thing that you can get off Amazon are these clear eyes, which I actually painted all of. These are kind of hard to see, but there's little strawberries, and those are super cute. I have some glitter eyes. And my favorite, I actually made these yesterday because I got the chameleon flakes yesterday. But they're chameleon flake eyes. These, the camera is not doing them justice. But these are super pretty color changing eyes. I think this is the green and blue one, so you can kind of see that. I'm gonna find another color. Here's the green and purple ones that I love. You can kind of see the camera. But these are super fun to make. Check out Annie Caraway's video if you want to make your own. She has a really in-depth video on how she makes all of her eyes. She goes over all of the materials and all of the steps in making her eyes. The next thing I'm gonna go over is crochet hooks. I'm gonna go grab. So the most important thing for me is just the materials. Well, more so like the stitch markers and the crochet hooks and all of that stuff. I think I'm missing a pair of scissors. So there are different materials that you need. I personally I'm gonna go over the ones that I personally like most. So I like having a crochet hook case. This is from Circus of Threads, I believe. This is a super cute kit that I got for Christmas. And it's with all of my Clover crochet hooks, which I have a whole bunch of. I also have these super cute stitch markers. They're little hanging cats. I got these from Annie Caraway's shop. It's hard to see this, but it's a really cute little hanging cat. You can actually make your own stitch markers, but I usually don't buy I usually just buy them whenever. Other things you can use for stitch markers, I'm gonna take some of these off of here. There are safety pins. You can use these just when you're using a safety pin. It's nice to keep in mind that they have this little swirly loop right there. And that is nice to keep in mind about that because sometimes it will get twisted in your yarn. I remember from using them once, it got all twisted up in my yarn. Another really nice thing to have are these stitch markers. They kind of look like colorful safety pins, but these don't have the little twist on the top. They're just a little loop instead of the twist. There's also, I'm gonna take this off, these little twisted stitch markers. These are really nice. They're just simple and easy. If you're like, I know I'm not using this for a round, I just need to mark this back loop or something, this front loop. Those are really nice. And then there's tiny needles. You can get these plastic tapestry needles from Amazon or from Michael's. These will last you forever because they come in a large pack and they're just super reliable, especially when you have chunkier yarn because their eye is super big. Another thing I use is a tally counter. You'll see me using these a lot, mainly because tally counters are super nice to have. As you can see, I think it turned on. And then there's scissors. We all know about scissors. You can use kitchen scissors. I have travel scissors. That's what I had in my space right now, but you can use like any kind of scissors you have around you. Crochet kits are the next thing I want to go over. I have this Woobles crochet kit from my birthday this year. But Woobles are not the only crochet kits you can get, because I know these are a little bit expensive. You can find Cookie Box and Zippany, but I really like the Woobles. They have they have like a pre-started piece, yarn, step-by-step video, and a crochet hook. They also have like all of the stuff that you're going to need. These plushies are a really nice size and they don't take you so long to complete. They're from ages, I believe, they're just like ages 12 and up. But if you're younger, you can still use these. Next thing I want to talk about, I think I have some stuffing in here, but it's stuffing. I actually couldn't find any of my stuffing, so I'm just gonna show you guys this. But stuffing is a really important thing when you're making your stuff. Usually I tend to use cotton stuffing, but polyfill's a really good choice too. When you use polyfill, you'll get a really like squishy plushie. As you can see, I can kind of like squish this. Versus if I used cotton stuffing, which I think I have some from here. I really just wool stuffing, so it's not the exact same, but it's more of a natural stuffing. You can see it's a little less easy to squish, so I prefer using polyfill, but if you want to use cotton or wool stuffing, then you can use that. You can find these usually at like a quilting store, Michael's, or you can find them on Amazon. They're a super nice thing to have with you. A lot of people, when they get really into crochet, they'll buy them in bulk, but when you're starting off, it's nice to just have maybe 1 or 2 bags handy, and that might be enough for you versus like a whole bunch of yarn and stuffing. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.